more impressed with how he ran the floor.
You know, I think that we've seen him have a tendency to go where he shouldn't be going, to take too much of a chance with the dribble, and that just didn't happen but a couple of occasions. Now here, he catches it and shoots it. He's on good balance. He could shot fake out of this, just like he's going to in a moment. Here they're going to come. Now he draws a three with the shot fake. And as long as he looks for people, he hesitates like he did there. Great drop-off pass. He's a tremendous asset to his team.
Let me talk about Markieff Morris. He played only 8 minutes in the first half. He's back on the floor right now. Reed misses the first shot, gets his own miss, drives in, and there's a blocking foul on K-State to open the half. Let me go back on Markieff now. He took only 1 field goal attempt in that first half. He did not have a single rebound. He's coming off a double-double. He's had 9 double-doubles this season. If you want to point at one player that Bill Self needs to get turned around, remember he had that intentional foul called against him, and he sat out the majority of the half. But he will open up with his twin brother, and we'll see how that works out as Reed hits a free throw. Coach.
You know, a player we haven't mentioned much, though, that I think had a big part of K-State's first half is Southwell. Southwell's done a lot of things out there at both ends of the floor, and he started the second half because of that, I think.
And Henriquez Roberts was 4 of 4 off the bench. So we will see the 7-footer. He does not start. And I should quickly tell you that Jamar Samuels now has 3 fouls for the Wildcats. So here we go. Settle in, everybody. Can they hang on here at home? There's a whole lot of folks around the country that are pulling for this upset. Longhorns, Buckeyes, Blue Devils, Panthers, they all want a share of that prize. And Kelly turns it over. Here comes Reed. Foot race. Up over the top. One and done. And Pullen will bring it back. Transition, missed the 3. It's been up and down. Not much patience. Great lead pass. Taylor, and 1. You got to wrap him up. If you're going to give that foul, young man, make sure he doesn't pull the trigger.
We know this is a very, very poor shot taken by Pullen. No time used, no thought used, and that's a big 3 to give up at this point in the game. That's just what K-State cannot afford, to let this game get into a tie.
And as a result of that one bad 3, he sits him. I'm not sure with the way that Pullen has played today. Coach, I got to ask you, would you yank him after one bad play like that, or would you just work him over when he goes down the floor?
I think I'd say something to him. I agree with you. The way he's playing, the good has far outstripped the bad.
No question.
And let's let him tell. Don't get back to that. Don't fall into that habit again.
Exactly.
You know, we got to use time. Make these guys guard us.
Spradley, not a beautiful turnaround.
Great move, great fake, good pass. Now they got that out of patience. Ball reversal, and Spradling's cut inside.
Yeah, here's Marcus down low from his brother. Faces up Kelly up over the top. Rattles away. Wildcat basketball.
All right, now that was a great defensive job done in there, because they got help and they couldn't make the pass inside.
Bad entry pass. The Twins were there. This is Marcus. In case you're wondering, he's 7 minutes younger than Markieff. Bounce pass, and here is Markieff working it back to Taylor. Taylor on the floater in the lane, short, but there's contact, and it goes against the Jayhawks. Oh, that's his 3rd, Marcus. That's number 30, and Pullen is quickly back on the floor, and Little will check in. And Marcus Morris, with 3 fouls, will have to sit down. And Self is unhappy. He's unhappy with Higgins. He's unhappy with the official on that call.
Now Pullen's back in. That's good. Frank got him back in, said something to him, got him back in. Keep the ball in Spradling's hand a lot and let Pullen play without it.
Got 10 on the shot, Coach. No foul call. Good defense by Markieff. Passed out of Taylor.
Really, really good help defense right there. But very good help defense.
Pullen drives through and a blocking foul. He's on the free throw line. And the freshman Selby is ready to check back in for Coach So.
Kelly was very alert to what was going on down there and took away the opportunity for Kansas to take the ball to the bucket. His play resulted in the turnover that's going to lead to 2 points here. Well, there isn't anything when you're sitting on the bench in any kind of a game, Brent, and you've got kids that react to what the offense is doing, and your defense, they see it, they're observant, they slide to move, they help. That's what's so great about the game of basketball from a coaching standpoint, is watching kids do what they're taught to do.
And now, Holly, what did Jacob Pullen have to say to the team before he came back for the second half?
Well, he gathered his teammates in the tunnel, and before they took the floor, he said, guys, don't let one play turn into 2 bad plays here. You know they'll go on a run. We have to do this together. We have to play hard, work hard, and when they broke the huddle, their chant was together.
25 points for Jacob now.
I think that Kansas State has done just what they had to do to put themselves in position to win this game. They've not let Kansas. There's a chance there where Kansas was going to tie it up, but K-State's kept them from doing that.
And Reed is back on the free throw line. Enriquez Roberts commits the personal foul.
Now, Enrique Roberts has got to go at Reed with his hands up in the air, make him shoot over those hands. You may get a piece of it, but not move forward with your arms and your hands. That's what happened there. You let him make him shoot over you. Don't try to take the ball away from him, because you got a really good chance of hitting him on the arm, and that's what happened here.
Tyrell Reed with 11 points here tonight.
Another bucket right here would be really important for Kansas, as would a bucket right now for Kansas State.
Southwell going to pull a trigger. Short. And Kelly goes in, and it's a held ball, and it's Kansas State basketball.
Possession, Kansas State.
They've done a good job getting Pullen loose after. Not that time.
Boy, is Reed having a big game. And Enriquez Roberts came up and fouled him. Tyrell Reed is playing as well as we've seen it, Bob.
Oh, yeah, they really have. Now, Reed's played really well here, and Enrique Roberts comes in. Boy, he had to just be a little bit more careful than that. If he doesn't go at him that hard, he may have had a chance to stay about 5 feet away and then tip the ball out. That's a little bit of a gift here for the Jayhawks.
Tyrell is a senior from Burlington, Kansas. When you take a look at the Jayhawk roster, there aren't many seniors. Brady Morningstar and Tyrell Reed, of course, are the two most important, and then Mario Little off the bench. And Taylor, Tyshawn Taylor from Hoboken, New Jersey, checks back in for the Jayhawks. And they have trimmed it down to 5. Once down by 14 in the first half. Very much back in the thick of it.
Now, K-State can't get in a hurry. K-State can't panic. They can't say, well, we've got to score. We've just got to keep doing what they've been doing. There's a holding foul over there, I think, on Taylor.
Down low. It's Selby, I think, on the other side.
Selby. Yeah, I think it was Selby on the baseline.
And that's his first personal foul. So a fresh shot clock for the Wildcats here. 16.
Well, great cut.
Great cut and
good bucket.
Goaltending.
Great cut by Spradling and an excellent look on the pass, and that's what got him. That's a big basket for Kansas State right there. That's what a kid like Spradling does for you. He sees what's there. He makes that cut. That's the best cut we've seen in the game.
Little with the jump step. Got into trouble. And a reach-in foul by the Jayhawks. It's on Mario Little.
That was a very, very poor possession for Kansas.
Super Tuesday. The action tips tomorrow at 7 on ESPN.
You're afraid. Don't be. You don't think you're strong enough? You are. To reach your own paradise. Just let go. Your fight for survival starts right now.
I'm gonna escape from here, but I'm gonna be free.
Sucker Punch. Experience it in IMAX.
It's not about winning or losing. It's about how you play the game. You are the controller. Rated everyone 10 and up. Connect Sports. Only on Connect for Xbox 360.
Hi, I'm Reese Davis. The journey has begun for the Capital One Cup. At the end of the school year, one men's and one women's Division I athletics program will win this coveted award given to the school with the best on-field performance in NCAA Division I championships. Each winning school will receive $200,000 to fund student-athlete graduate-level scholarships. Follow your school and check the standings at CapitalOneCup.com.
There's nothing more special than going on the road and winning in somebody else's house.
Home court does matter, especially when you're in Kentucky.
Mississippi State, Kentucky, Tuesday, 7 p.m. on ESPN. To learn about the Infinity Coaches Charity Challenge, go to ESPN.com/infinity.
Cowhide dries out. So does your man hide. Regular men's body wash can dry out your skin. Only Dove Men Plus Care has micro moisture to fight skin dryness, so that man hide of yours stays clean and moisturized. Be comfortable in your own skin.
We welcome you back to Manhattan, Kansas. The Wildcats upsetting the #1 team by 7. And the Morris brothers struggling here tonight mightily. We've been seeing a combined 10 points all by Marcus. Field goals, 3 of 8. And rebounds, 2. And Markieff is looking for his first point and his first rebound in this game.
Yeah, the Morrises just haven't been into the game like we've seen them in the past. They've just kind of been out there like, well, you know, this is another game, instead of, hey, we've got to do X, Y, and Z to win this game. The patience, again, is what's going to make all the difference.
Mario Little saves it, but he had stepped out on the hustle play over here on the sideline, so it will be K-State ball right there.
They just have 11 seconds now because there wasn't any possession.
So Pullen's going to go ahead and take it himself with 5. Going to go for it on the drive and then throw it back. Got hung up, got too far in on the inside.
He just had to have people moving, and he's talking to Magruder. The coach is talking to Magruder, I think, about getting some movement inside, but they just had to get something more out of that possession than they got.
15:05. Markieff hits it to the corner. 3 ball not there, and look at all Gray underneath. Sealing up for the defensive rebound. Jayhawks trying to do with the defense right now if they can. Enriquez Roberts, yes. and he is 5 of 5 for the field tonight.
Boy, he has got a long stride, and he went from outside the lane, across the lane in one dribble. He went about 18 feet in one bounce and 2 steps. That was a great offensive move.
He could create some matchup problems. And finally, Markieff Morris. His brother Marcus ready to check back in at the next stoppage. The lead is 7.
There's another good cutter inside.
And it is Magruder finishing.
K-State is cutting across toward the ball.
Got it back.
In the half-court offense, and they've got somebody coming to the ball all the time.
And then a floater. Back-to-back field goals by Rodney Magruder. Timeout, Bill Self.
Magruder has put them in a great position here coming out at the timeout.
It's not easy running a university all by yourself. The box seats to games, the recruiting trips to exotic locations, not working. The ribbon-cutting ceremonies, the fight songs in your honor, the stadiums named after you. There. Better. Yeah, it's a tough job, but hey, I'm a tough guy.
ESPNU College Town is bigger and better than ever. Play now at BeTheDean.com.
Dirty water is bad water. Isn't that right?
Healthcare that goes everywhere. Together, we are the Human Network. Cisco.
I just don't understand. Who backs up a vehicle into another vehicle?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'll take care of this. With a new boyfriend.
With a new girlfriend.
Change me back.
State Farm agents are there when you need them.
Free is better. Do your simple return for free with the Federal Free Edition at TurboTax.com. TurboTax, the most trusted brand of tax software.
If you don't like driving in snow, get the 2011 Jeep Grand Cherokee. It has a select terrain snow setting, so it can grip snow-covered roads. And if you do like driving in snow, get the 2011 Jeep Grand Cherokee. It has a select terrain snow setting, so it can grip snow-covered roads.
K-State KU game and Valentine's Day.
I have nothing nice to say about KU. I hope they enjoy their chocolate.
Is it bad if I say good luck?
I hope you had fun at #1 for 24 hours.
I guess we should love everybody despite our differences.
I wish them the best of luck, but they're not going to win, so I'm sorry.
Wishing you a very unhappy Valentine's Day, Jayhawks. That's the message. This is one of the great crowds in college basketball when the team performs, and they are performing here tonight. If you're just joining us, they have dictated this entire game. And there Markieff is coming to the free throw line on the foul. Bob, you and I have talked about what a crowd can mean to a basketball team in a situation like this.
Well, I think the atmosphere is really, really great, obviously. And the better teams in the country have great atmosphere at home. Every really good team has great atmosphere at home. And when you don't have that, you're not the equal of somebody that does have it. And they've got tremendous atmosphere here.
As they did last Monday night in Lawrence when the Jayhawks beat Missouri.
And, you know, we've seen that. Texas has got good atmosphere. And those 5 schools that we mentioned earlier in the beginning that could all beat each other and we're at the top, everyone has great atmosphere. That's a big miss of 2 points for Kansas right there.
13-5 left.
When they reverse the ball, they get good cutters coming across the lane, just like they had there.
Pullen, nice touch on that jumper.
He got set. He had enough room. He knows when he's got enough room, and he got set there.
Markieff flips it over underneath to his brother Marcus.
What Kansas has to do to get back in this ball game is do what they're doing on the offensive end, but they've got to get some defensive stops down there because they had it down to 6 at one time, and then with what they did offensively, K-State went 13 ahead, and they did it by cutting and reversing the ball.
So Jacob Pullen with a huge night.
There's a cutter. Ooh, he missed him down inside.
Irving holds the basketball, and Kelly steps out. Samuels waits for Pullen, and now we're down to 10. Kelly forces it back outside. Irving penetrates, driving layup.
That's just a bucket you can't allow. He's got to get to the bucket because time's running out on the clock. And again, Kansas had absolutely no help defense.
No offense. Swung his arm now. Watch Self. Self has not been happy with Higgins tonight.
But now what happened there, though? Kansas State moved to help out. And the drive got caught in a little bit of a trap, and he tried to elbow his way out of it.
Self wants a timeout. But I think the elbow was thrown right in front of Coach, so he's not indicating that he's going to go after Higgins on this one. But it's been close with those two tonight. And a reminder that Wednesday night college basketball continues on ESPN2. First at 7 Eastern, Duke will take on Virginia. And how about the Blue Devils rally against North Carolina last Wednesday night? And then the #2 team in the nation, Texas, and who knows? They could be playing for a #1 ranking if Frank Martin and Kansas State are able to come through. Now let me show you the new top 10 that was released earlier this afternoon. You can see very, very close between Kansas and Texas. Ohio State and Pittsburgh also got first place votes on the part of the coaches, and I'm sure that there are some who feel that Duke should be the #1 team in the country. They're 23-2. But a lot of people seem to have jumped off that bandwagon after Irving went down with an injury. But that's still a pretty good basketball team.
If this game continues as it is, Brett, today's top 10 will be outdated.
Exactly. Kansas with only one timeout left. I want to ask you about that, Bob. And Kelly steps out. The Jayhawks are in deep trouble.
Did a great job right there. It's that ball reversal and then getting something out of it, whether it's a cutter or they didn't come out on Kelly that time. And that's the second shot he's hit from that spot.
Back to a 14 again. And Markieff Morris is fouled.
When the Morrises get the ball inside, you've got to try to force them up high after they get it so you get help coming back down on top of them.
So Self gave him an earful. We've got a timeout.
Every family's got him. The wild and crazy uncle. The smart, incredibly efficient sister. The overachieving cousin who everyone gets compared to. The Sonata family is no different, with the turbo, the hybrid, and the original. Man, those are some good genes.
The best thing about being on the road is that eventually you get to come home. ESPN, the home court of college hoops.
When beef meets flame, flavor is born. When beef meets cheddar and jalapenos, flavor gets a crazy cousin. The new BK Stuffed Steakhouse Burger, stuffed with bold cheddar and spicy jalapenos, fiery from the inside out. Just $3.99 only at Burger King.
Here's a special free offer for men who are losing their hair.
My hair always looks great, and I feel great.
If you want to look better, and if you want to feel better about yourself,
Hair Club is the way to go.
Men, you know that getting your hair back will make you look good and improve your self-confidence, like no diet or exercise program. It's a proven fact that a thicker, fuller head of hair makes you look younger, healthier, and sexier. Get the look you want that women love.
Only Hair Club provides all the proven technologies and solutions for hair loss that are available.
They really took care of me, and the results are fantastic.
I'm 52, and I look better now than I did when I was in my 40s.
If you call right now to book your free no-obligation consultation, we'll also give you a microscopic hair and scalp analysis, a $250 value, absolutely free. If you want to look younger, feel better, and get a full head of hair again, call Hair Club today.
Call them. Just call Hair Club. Hair Club has worked wonders for me.
Why wait? Call Hair Club now for your free information kit and find out how you can get your hair back. Call now.
We are back, and the Kansas State Wildcats are starting to feel it. 60-46 with 11.5 minutes to go. And it has been some offense that they've shown tonight, Coach.
Well, we're going to look here. The ball's taken down the left side. There's a pass into the post man right away, but they choose to let that go. Now watch the cutter come from up on top. There he is open, and he makes a really good move inside, cutting toward the ball. You've got to beat the cutter to the spot. Now, the cutter right here, the defensive man in the post goes with the cutter, and they reverse it to Kelly, and he hits the bucket. Two great offensive possessions for Kansas State because of movement that involved the postman picking up somebody else.
And Samuels committed his fourth foul. That's why Markieff is on the free throw line. And let's check in now with Holly Rowe.
Well, Coach Knight, it seems like maybe you were just in that last Frank Martin huddle because that's exactly what he was talking about. The whole huddle, he talked about the importance of the cutters in the lane. He said, if we're sharp, we're going to get something. He also made the important point of the second cutter has to be just as good. So, Coach, you just read it like a book.
They have played very well offensively here tonight. Jacob Pullen, of course, with 27 points. Season high, out on top.
Their postmen are really active, no matter who's in there, very active. Now they went a little bit too deep with it, but I think they're going to get the ball back. Had a really good look for Kelly inside. If they'd have dumped it in with the ball up on top at the foul line or a little above.
The 14 on that shot clock as they take it out of bounds.
They're going to bring Pullen off the screen here, right there.
Gets inside, Morningstar drives through, can't finish. Marcus Morris defensive rebound. Every trip critical now for the Jayhawks. Bad pass, double team down low. Got it, Kelly out. Here comes Pullen, foot race. Gives it up to Irving. He can't finish. The follow, though, is right there. Great hustle by Rodney Magruder.
Great pass by Pullen, and even better hustle by Magruder. That move that Magruder just made there should be shown to every kid playing basketball.
Markieff jacks up a three. And the Wildcats coming back again. They've got it down to 10.5 now, and number one is in trouble.
Ooh, they had Spradling open. They just didn't look for him.
Now
Here comes the first cutter. There he is.
Seven on the shot. Pulling for 30. Got it. A 30-point night for Jacob Pullen.
There's a little bit of a defeatist look in the Kansas players coming off the court right here, Brent. Almost like, hey, we're doing all we can and we're not getting anywhere.
And this is the most that the Jayhawks have trailed anybody by this season. Go back in history, the Jayhawks have lost only once here. It's amazing. 2008, capacity crowd. Michael Beasley at 25 and 6 rebounds. Jacob Pullen was a freshman that night. He scored 20 points, and Bill Walker chipped in 22. And that snapped a 19-game losing streak to the Jayhawks. Kansas State was a very good team that year. They were number 2 in the nation. And Holly, Bill Self and the Jayhawks, what are they saying on their side?
Well, Coach Self just got on Markieff Morris for that three-point shot he just launched. He said, hey, I want Tyrell Reed and Brady Morningstar shooting our perimeter shots, not you. Markieff barked back a little bit, but guys, they're getting a little frustrated, and they're going to start shooting from long range.
This may, in the end, be a really good game for Kansas because they're not going to come into something again as confident and as full of themselves as they did today. This could be a real lesson for them that makes them a better basketball team the rest of the season.
The Wildcats know how important this is to finish this win. Give themselves still an outside chance to get back to the NCAAs. They made it to the Elite Eight a year ago. A huge game, but can they finish? 9.5, and Morningstar drains a 3. Finishing. Coach, you know how critical that is in a situation like that.
And patience, and shoot free throws for Kansas State. Those two things are going to be instrumental in them winning this ball game if they end up doing so, and that's what's got them where they are. Ooh, nice move inside.
Enriquez Roberts fronted well by Marcus. You can see what a matchup problem is Enriquez Roberts.
But he does a very good job of moving inside. He's tough to defend in there.
You bet he is. 6 on the shot. Jacob Pullen didn't get to the free throw line, missed it. Now the Jayhawks, can they put together field goals? Here comes Taylor inside of Spradling. Score it. And 1. Spradling fouls him, puts him on the free throw line. Not going to go quietly into the night. You can bet on that.
Every time that Kansas gives up a bucket, or Kansas State gives up a bucket, it's important that at the other end, K-State is really working to get to the free throw line.
Coach, how important is it right now with 8:47 to go that Bill Self and the Jayhawks are out of timeouts in this situation?
You know, they've had to call timeouts. I've never really hesitated if I thought a timeout was necessary, Brent, but there's going to be a 4-minute timeout for sure, so they've got one more that's going to be called automatically. And they can do a lot from the bench and get done what they have to, but this patience that K-State has been by far the best I've seen them on the offensive end this year.
Well, it's a tribute to Frank Martin and the coaching staff. Spradling nails a 3-ball.
Well, they've done a great job in getting away from what they were doing that wasn't getting them anywhere and playing offensively this way with patience, with everybody involved, with people doing what they do best. That was a little, that was a shot because I made the last one. I'm going to take this one. Let it run for 20, 25 minutes. Make Kansas guard you. Don't throw up a shot that all they have to do is rebound it to get it back. Make them guard you.
Now, what Frank needs to do is finish with his guys. Keep them calm. Keep them doing what they've done over there and show them that there's total poise on that sideline right now when you finish something like this off.
They need to be taking shots after they've used up some time. They didn't have any screening there to get open. That's the first time that they've gotten hung up on the baseline, but they did not screen to get anybody open.
Little on the floor, puts it down, drives, penetrates, gets tied up, and Withy traveling is called. And we'll take a break. Number 1 in deep trouble in Manhattan.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Bud Light. It's the sure sign of a good time. Here we go.
Genies don't grant just 2 wishes. Nobody talks about the 2 Musketeers. And you never hear anybody say, second time's the charm. Now there are 3 Sonatas, the Turbo, the Hybrid, and the Original, in case you need more evidence for the good things come in 3s theory.
Crossing borders with ease, clearing customs, a breeze, that's logistics. Adios, cheerio, au revoir, off it goes, that's logistics. Overseas, overland, on the web, on demand, that's logistics. Operations worldwide, UPS on your side, that's logistics.
It's time for a phone to save us from our phones. New Windows Phone. Now for a limited time, get a Samsung Focus for $99.99 at AT&T.
New car reviews on Cars.com. Some are bad.
Totally, dude. Party like a rock.
Some are good.
Like a rock star. Party like a rock. Party like a rock star.
Reese Davis with you in the studio. Could this be the night that both #1 teams in the country, men and women, go down on each network? Right now on ESPN2, #1 Baylor trailing Texas A&M at home by 2. Under 4 minutes to play. It's on ESPN2.
All right, Reese, and Cupid here at Manhattan has been enjoying this Valentine's Day very, very much.
I think that Coach Self has given the Morrises a little bit of a lesson right here because neither one of them is in the game here at this point going down the wire.
Enriquez Roberts, who's played well, Spradling stays on the floor despite getting an earful from Coach Martin.
And then he didn't take the shot that time. He look, they've got 12 seconds left. This is a great way to handle things here.
Kick to the corner now with 5. They've got to go. And Enriquez Roberts got almost an offensive rebound. Really great play for the Jayhawks. 7 minutes now.
Really good help inside by Kansas State.
Reed will look for the shot. The floater. Whiffing. Battles for the rebound. Jump hook is a beauty by the 7-footer. 6:47. Down by 13. It's not over yet.
But there's nothing they want to change. They want to go from side to side. They want to keep working until they've got something that looks good. Good movement by Pullen. He didn't throw it away.
Russell on the floor. He hasn't played much tonight, but Frank's got him out there in crunch time. 5 now on the shot. Pullen going to go. Ball fake, fire, 3! 33!
Well, when he picks it up, you have got to get into him. The last 2 shots he's made, the defense has allowed him to go up unobstructed, and you've got to get into his hands.
Oh, a beautiful finish. Down in low by Johnson. Hold on.
I think they're going to say that that's a taunting foul there. Johnson said something or did something after he dunked the ball instead of just keeping quiet and going on and play. I think there's going to be a 2-shot foul in possession here.
And Johnson has been taken out by Self. Johnson goes to the sideline. Danny Manning over there with a word with him. So Pullen will come up to shoot after the technical, and looking for his all-time high. He has matched his career high.
It was an unsportsmanlike conduct or a taunting foul, and that results in 2 shots and the ball.
And There is his career mark. 35 points for Jacob Pullen.
See, Kansas has been careless this whole ball game, and that's just another example. Kid makes a good play, going inside, he gets a bucket, and then he has to say something.
You know, Coach, not only are they beating them, they're leaving the Jayhawks with some issues. We've seen some body language over here on the bench that's not good for the Jayhawks.
Well, you know, we started in the beginning talking a little bit about human nature and about them coming in here after having beaten them so badly. And I think that K-State has reacted extremely well. Hey, these guys just hammered us, but we're not that much worse than they are. We can play with these guys. That's where the coaches at K-State have done a great job getting set up in this game.
Russell at the other end, and now here for Kansas, Selby, who had missed 3 games with a foot injury, back on the floor, and he's fouled. He'll come to the free throw line, and Kelly returning for the Wildcats here after the first free throw. And there's Selby's first point in 4 games. First point here tonight as Kelly checks back in. And this is tonight's game track. Brought to you by Cisco. Jacob Pullen with the 35. The Morrisons have been held to 16. .5:28 to go.
Boy, Enrique Roberts has done a great job in this game tonight. He's been far more impressive than either of the Morris twins inside playing. He and Kelly have really dominated the inside play.
He's a very improved basketball player, number 21.
Absolutely. I mean, they've gotten, Magruder has really helped them. This is a different team. You got more people that are helping here than ever before. Magruder's helped them, and Enrique Roberts has really done a good job with them.
You know, we'd be talking about a winning streak, except for a tough break on Saturday afternoon. The winning basket was just a fraction of a second late being released by the shooter, or they would have won that game.
Well, and then Southwell's another guy that's made a real contribution tonight. They've done a great job getting this team ready, not just one guy like Pullen. And this is the best that I've seen Pullen utilize his skills in any game that I've seen him play.
I am impressed that this team did not quit. And I'm talking about Kansas State overall, the way they were going, put back by little. I mean, they have really put on a show. This is what we expected to see this year with this basketball team when you think of it.
Well, they've combined everything tonight. They've had good inside play. Pullen has played within himself for the most part. He's played extremely well, and he's shot well, too. But he's known when he's had the shot, and they haven't made very many bad plays.
Battle for the loose ball, and a foul on Kansas. Little. Foul Russell. I'm going to take you back to Saturday. I want you to watch Rodney Magruder, and you'll see the clock at the top of the backboard. It's clear that it had zeroed out. That appeared to be the winning hoop. You can see the bench explode, but look at these zeros there. Just a fraction of a second, or they would have won that game. And meanwhile, it was Tad Boyle, who's a Kansas graduate and now coaching Colorado. He played with Danny Manning, who was over here back in '85. Colorado will come into Kansas next Saturday at 2 Eastern on ESPN. It's Colorado, Kansas, Saturday at 2 Eastern on ESPN. Holly, that was a very tough loss for them on Saturday.
That was, and not only that, but they didn't get back here to Manhattan, Kansas till about 2:30 in the morning on Sunday. So this has been a very quick turnaround from an energy standpoint. But Frank Martin said, I've tried to build a culture here in Manhattan, win or lose. We wake up the next morning and we go to work. And guys, tonight they've certainly done that.
No question.
Well, Holly, that's just part of the coaches. What a job they've done. That was a heartbreaking loss to them in Colorado. But then coming back and playing Kansas as they have has been very, very impressive.
And Russell brought fresh legs off the bench, and he has contributed here in crunch time.
Everybody they've used. This has been a great contribution has come from each kid that's been in this ball game, and that hasn't been the case with Kansas. They've not gotten out of 3 or 4 guys what they have to be good.
So Frank Martin using the timeout now to go over the last 4:12 here. And, of course, a reminder, tomorrow night, Ohio State, ranked number 3 this afternoon, but they know that number 1 is about to fall, it appears. They'll host Michigan State. Now, Michigan State, they need a similar night like Kansas State. Big difference, though, when you got to go to Columbus and you're not in East Lansing.
That'll be a big game, though, for the Buckeyes. And, you know, they suffered that first defeat, and now I think Thad Mott will do a great job getting them to come. I wouldn't want to be playing them now, particularly in Columbus. I think where that game is. But I think, you know, sometimes this game will help Kansas in the long run.
Well, you can see the tournament resume there for the Spartans. They're 3-7 against the top 50. Remember, this will be the first top 50 win for Kansas State. We showed you their resume earlier tonight. But this is something that the Wildcats can build on, because there's so much of 500 basketball in the conferences when you look around the country. There's a couple of good teams here and there in each conference, but then the rest of it is kind of a mismatch.
You know what I think you have to do from a coaching standpoint after this game is get that K-State team in the locker room immediately. Don't let them out here celebrating and interacting with the crowd. Get them off the floor, get them inside and say, hey, this is the way we should play. There's no reason we don't play every game like this. And for us to lose some of the games we have, then we should be ashamed of ourselves when we can beat a team like Kansas like we did tonight. And I think that would be important in the growth of this team, is not letting them rest with this win, but saying, why weren't we playing like this all year? You can do it now. We got the rest of the year to play like this.
Take the Kansas side now. You've talked about Frank Martin and Kansas State. What about Bill Self and the Jayhawks?
I think you just say, hey, boys, we didn't come to play. We didn't play as well as we were. Let's go home and let's reconstruct ourselves. Let's get back to the way we played. I mean, like, this is what, Kansas' second or third loss. I think third loss maybe for the second, for the season. And now, you know, heck, they're going to be a seeded team. They're going to be, you don't need to make a big issue out of it, but you do need to say, hey, you've just proven that we can't beat people playing anything other than our best.
Number 1 for less than 24 hours. And about to taste a big-time whipping down the road in Manhattan.
Just a simple pass like was made there. Eats up time. Keep it going. You don't have to score. You don't have to try like they did there on the post.
So we've got an injured Wildcat player down at the free throw line. And so we will take a break and see what happened to Russell here.
Diving to 4,000 meters.
Go down, down, down. Straight, go straight. Just go to the right. To the right. To the right. No, to the right. Go to the right. Whoa, whoa. What is that?
Well, that's I don't know.
Can we call him Blinky?
Expert teaching, deeper learning. Together, we are the Human Network. Cisco.
I was in an accident. My wife didn't know who I was.
Why would they want to take your place?
Who the hell are you? You don't remember anything. I remember how to kill you. Alone.
Rated PG-13. It's time to dream again. But why rebuild your financial future alone? For more than 130 years, the Principal has provided retirement, investment, and insurance solutions to help you move forward. We even created a website full of ways to help rediscover your dreams and start planning. Visit principal.com/dreams or ask your advisor about rebuilding your dreams with the Principal.
What if we always said settled for the first thing that came along. Then we'd never have gotten here. Introducing the Sonata Hybrid from Hyundai.
Hey, I'm Scott Van Pelt. Coming up on SportsCenter after the game, a tired Lakers squad gets absolutely hammered. How will the negotiations for Albert Pujols continue after the deadline passes? And which unloved team gets a love letter on Valentine's Day? See you after the battle from the Little Apple.
Well, with less than a minute gone when this game began, Kansas led it by 3. That was their last lead. Kansas State is led by as many as 20 as we take a look at the big picture brought to you by Sony. Georgetown red hot right now. Tough break for Florida State with the loss of Chris Singleton. Xavier's had a huge week. And Arizona now leads the Pac-10 in a big game against Washington on ESPN on Saturday. Full court pressure by the Jayhawks. 3:30 now. And another #1 is about to fall. Saturday, Ohio State fell at Madison, Wisconsin. Here tonight in Manhattan, Kansas, the Jayhawks are going to go down at the hands of the Kansas State Wildcats. A beautiful game orchestrated by Jacob Pullen. His career best here tonight. Struggled somewhat this season on the drive, and Withy puts it on the free throw line.
Again, Pullen recognized that he had an opening, and he took it all the way to the bucket. And he takes it right in. He is a tough kid. When he's going to the bucket, he's not afraid of getting smacked when he get in there, and this is going to come away with 2 points for him.
That was the collision with Kelly and Russell. And that was the injury that Russell incurred on it as Pullen comes to the free throw line with 35. And he is now 12 of 16 from the free throw line. He's hit 5 of 6 threes tonight. 9 of 17 from the floor.
You know, Brent, in all but one of his threes, it's been a very good shot, too. And the one he came down, remember, he came down real quick and shot it at the beginning of a possession.
Final 3 minutes. Morning Stars 3 off the iron. Selby with an offensive rebound, dribbles it back, and he'll come back with the 3. And a foul is going to be called. And it's on Pullen.
He got Relaford from behind.
That's his first personal tonight.
You know, I've been critical of Pullen in past games, but tonight, I mean, he has played like there's no better guard in this conference than he is. And there's been a couple of mistakes, but boy, and it hasn't just been the fact that he scored. It's been how he scored and how he's brought other players into the game and how he's kept from hurting his team.
He doesn't want to have to back up that NIT talk. He still wants to go to the NCAAs, and he's given himself a chance here tonight. Trust me. This team's alive. Knocked away. Forced a turnover. Morningstar. And Spradling's got it back.
Well, that was unfortunate that he said that. You know, I didn't like that. I don't think people that really like basketball appreciated that. The NIT's done an awful lot for college basketball over the years, and it isn't something.
Yeah, you know, he might have said it out of frustration, too. You know, after a tough loss.
But, you know.
Did you ever say anything out of frustration?
Maybe once.
Here is Jacob coming up to the free throw line.
But you know, I'll tell you, the other part of this team that's really impressed me has been Enrique Roberts and Kelly. And they started out, Samuel's got a bucket early, and then he's contributed a little bit. But Enrique Roberts, Magruder, Kelly, they've all done things inside. They have been a very, very difficult team with good depth to play against here tonight. And we look at this, you know, Kansas has never been in the game. They've never looked like they were going to have a chance to win this game.
That puts Jacob Pullen at 38 points. Okay, a 38 point here tonight. And for the most part, he's been the floor leader. Spradling's helped him occasionally, but most of the time the ball's been in Pullen's hands. Selby on a running floater. And underneath, it's a held ball situation. Jayhawk basketball, 157.
Well, that's another example of these kids being tough. I mean, Henrique right there just worked the ball away from the Kansas kids' hands and just tough. He hung on in there. The big kids have been very good for the Wildcats.
So another one is going to bite the dust. Buckeyes Saturday, Jayhawks on Monday.
Buckeyes stayed in a little bit longer than the Jayhawks did.
Yes, they did. So you would think that Texas has got a very good chance to be next in line, but I don't want to jinx anybody. You know, because the Buckeyes, Pittsburgh, Duke, you can make an argument for any of them.
Well, Kansas State playing like this with the depth that they have and Pullen playing like he has. Now, we're not going to get 38 points out of Pullen every game. That's just not going to happen. But if he just plays the game the way he did tonight, good things are going to happen, and the rest of these kids are going to make good contributions.
You know, it's interesting because Pullen was the preseason Big 12 Player of the Year, and tonight he really played like it.
Well, he's looked like it tonight, but this has been the first time that he's had a game like this where he hasn't forced the issue a lot and created problems for his team rather than be an asset in all respects. He's really good with the ball. He's hard to get the ball away from. How good was that? He backed it off.
Jayhawks will bring it down here. You know, the Kansas State fans, they're not sure how to celebrate as tap back in because they're loving this. Because let me go back to that stat, Bob, at the top of the game. Kansas has beaten Kansas State 42 of the last 44 times they've played.
That's just amazing. When you told me that before the game, I couldn't get over that because Kansas State has had a lot of good teams over the years, over all that time. And at various times, I've had teams play Kansas State, and they were never easy to play against.
Hang on. I think we're going to have a little court rushing here in Manhattan.
Where's Holly? Let's get Holly out of danger.
Final 30 seconds. I think we heard her in the background tell us that she is ready. Selby tracks it down, brings it quickly to the attack. And Relaford will be at the free throw line with 21.8 to go here.
Kansas has had some poor expressions during this game. I was looking at Selby, and I don't know. It looks like he's kind of pouting a little bit because he didn't get to play more. And I think he's taken 5 shots while he's been in there and hasn't made any. They'll have to have a little meeting to get back to where they were. I think by the time they play their next game, they'll have ironed things out and they'll get back. But this was not a game where they had the same kind of momentum and intensity that their opponent had in the beginning.
Well, they come back at home with Colorado. Afternoon game at 1 o'clock. That's on Saturday, and then Monday night we'll be back in Lawrence for Oklahoma State. So they've got 2 home games to recoup, get their egos back together. Because Kansas State has taken down number 1. Let's go quickly down to Hollywood. Jacob Pullen.
Jacob, how are you able to stay under control and play within yourself in the first half of this ball game?
It was tough. You know, I really just wanted to be really efficient and just take good shots. And coach just told me not to worry about my offense, but to keep playing basketball. And, you know, some shots fell, and I just got into a rhythm.
Kansas has come back from big leads in this building, and they pulled within 5 right after halftime. But how did you prevent them from closing the door?
We just wanted to stay the course. You know, at the locker room, that's all we talked about was we knew they was going to make a run. We just wanted to stay the course. And my teammates did a great job of defending and rebounding, and then we happened to make shots like we didn't do last time we played.
How do you describe this turnaround? You had a beat down against you guys in Lawrence 2 weeks ago. How did you turn it around like this?
Just hard work. You know, my teammates never gave up hope. You know, a lot of people doubt us. A lot of people write us off, and we just come in the gym every day with the same attitude that we got to get better. And, you know, all the credit go to my teammates and my coaching staff because we just prepared well for this game.
How can you build on this win now and finish out this season strong?
We just got to continue to work hard. We can't let this affect us like it did last year when we beat Texas. We got to get back in the gym the next day and continue to work hard.
Thank you.
No problem.
All right, Holly, thank you very much. So at Lawrence, Kansas won 90-66. They come back to Manhattan, and K-State returns the favor 84-68. Coming up next on ESPN SportsCenter. For Bob Knight, Holly Rowe, and our entire crew, I'm Brent Musburger. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. So long from Manhattan.